Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And
Rose.
I'm Jessica Bunbun.
This is our reaction and review for the Traitors Season 4 episodes 1, 2, and 3. The first three episodes all revealed over 3 hours of Traitors goodness delivered to our doorstep here, guys.
Okay, so if you guys have been here a while, then you already know that I do not like it when they drop so many episodes all at once. And with such a big twist this season with the Secret Traitor, and we're definitely going to get into that.
Yeah.
I really wish they had not dropped all these episodes all at once. It would have been cool to have a couple weeks where we were here with you guys being like, who is it? But it's already been revealed because they dropped all these episodes at once.
I will say this from the get-go, just a little bit of inside baseball full disclosure, everybody. When we got the Secret Traitor twist introduced, and then we saw the first short list that was presented to us, I looked at that handwriting for 30 minutes, legit. I was so convinced that it was Rob Sesternino. I went back and looked at the end of Survivor the Amazon episodes just so that I could see Rob's handwriting, because I was sitting back and thinking, you know who would be smart enough to change the capitalization of various words? Because that short list, some things were uppercase, lowercase. It was very weird. It looked like one of those letters you get that sort of if you ever want to see your prized possessions again. And I completely lost my mind at it. And then, yeah, the entire twist was a wet fart. And then I just wasted all of this time because of the 3-episode drop.
It absolutely was a wet fart as far as this twist. I'm going to be honest, I was not a fan of this twist. It made me feel like one person just had too much power and there wasn't enough strategy that was able to really be mined from this twist. So I'm actually quite happy that it's over nice and early.
Yeah, we can just shove that out the window, of course, after we talk about it a little bit more. But I think in general, these 3 episodes are a real roller coaster for Jess and I. There are high highs, there are low lows. We are happy about some things. We are angry beyond belief about others. Like, if there's ever a reminder that we are back in the world of the Traitors, I think that whole course of emotions is it.
Absolutely.
Well, before we get into anything more here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We will be here throughout all of the Traitors Season 4, breaking everything down with you guys, sharing our reactions. And I mean, one thing that's really cool about this season is that it's basically ending at the same time that Survivor 50 is starting.
Yeah.
So we're really just dovetailing from one show into the next. This is going to be quite the exciting winter for us.
Absolutely. We will be here for Survivor 50 as well. And we also have memberships open here now with the channel. We haven't had them for a long time, but some of you guys were asking for them. So we have made them active here. And one of the things that we are doing with our memberships is we are covering shows that we are not covering at the YouTube channel for everyone. And coming up next week, we are starting Hijack Season 2, which is a Matt favorite. It's also, I really like that show too, but I mean, Matt is a Hijack's #1 fan. So if you want to check out those videos, please, we encourage you to join our membership. It really helps us here at the channel.
Idris Elba, come save me,
I
please.
know.
No, okay, I really love Hijack. We're really looking forward to covering that. But okay, let's just start off our discussion on the Traitors here. Big picture, because this is 3 episodes. There's a lot to take in. Like, how are you feeling coming out of these?
I'm feeling really good about it. I like this cast a lot. It's nice that they picked traitors that are not the same over and over again as they have been. It feels like every season we're getting a Big Brother person and we're getting a Survivor person on there as one of the traitors, or all of the traitors are just a mix of Big Brother people and Survivor people because they're gamers and you want to see people gaming on this show. This time, there was none of them as traitors. And I was like, yes, the traitor gods have listened to me. I am so excited to see all of the Big Brother players and all of the Survivor players actually having to scramble and be strategic in a faithful way. And that is it.
It's really interesting because I feel like there are a lot of people out there who were complaining that, okay, you know, us included, it's always a Survivor, it's always a Big Brother person. But because we are of this culture of we want things that we don't have, I'm sure there are now people out there being like, how dare they not make a Big Brother or Survivor person a traitor? I am okay with them switching it up this season because, yeah, I don't want all future Big Brother Survivor people to be automatically thought of as traitors. If
Mhm.
I'm going to give the producers one note here, I think in general, don't have 2 out of 3 traitors, original traitors, be from the same franchise. I think having 2 Real Housewives plus Rob from Love Island, I would maybe take away one of the Real Housewives, put in, I don't know whether it's an Eric, a Kristen, like somebody else who is,
Eric.
yeah, somebody who's unexpected still. So you're not going down the Survivor Big Brother rabbit hole, but then give us a little bit more of variety when it comes to show. I'm sure they did this Real Housewives angle because people are going to be like, oh, now that we've uncovered one Real Housewife traitor, there can't possibly be another, right?
Listen, there's like 7 Real Housewives on every
I
single
know.
season. They are casting too many housewives at this point. Like, they really do need to like branch out more. And they did this season. I mean, we got figure skaters, we got chefs, we got Eric, who I really, really like. He has really surprised me this season. I didn't know anything about him except that he was a singer. But watching him on the show, I mean, I didn't expect him to be kind of gaming and picking up on things the way he did. Like that whole boat challenge when they're pulling up and they're bringing all the caskets in, he's like, wait a second, guys. All of these caskets are all in our boat's graves. Something is not right here. And I was like, oh, he's picked this up really quickly for a guy who's not a gamer.
I think one of the things that's always fun about this show is that you have to be a real pop culture mastermind to know all of these people in advance. Like,
Yes.
there's always people we're not familiar with. Like you, I wasn't familiar with Eric. I knew who Johnny Weir was coming
Yep.
into this, but at the same time, he kind of won my award for most unexpectedly entertaining. I knew he was a big personality, but
He is.
watching Johnny wander around failing in the bog, and then when he comes up at one point and he sort of says, I'm trying, Alan. Alan broke character for one of the first times, and you could just see his face just completely lost. I like pleasant surprises on this show. I mean, Eric is certainly one of them.
Yeah, he really is. I really enjoy him. It's been cool to kind of get to know some people that I don't know. I haven't watched The Real Housewives in a minute, but I know Lisa Rinna way back from Days of Our Lives when I used to watch soaps all the time. Shout out Billy. She's perfect as a traitor. If I was in this group of people, whether Lisa was a traitor or not, I would think that she's a traitor because she's perfect for this role.
Yeah, I knew Lisa, but unlike you, I know her from Dancing with the Stars, one of the earlier seasons.
I've known her for years.
We will get more into my love of Mark Ballas a little bit later on here. But we have Lisa's a traitor. We have Candace, who admittedly I'm not familiar with Candace. I've never seen her
No.
version of the show.
I haven't either. I'm assuming that she's a really big personality because of that conga line thing that we will
Oh
get
no.
into
Oh
later.
no.
That people were just like, this seems normal, except of course for Rob C, who's out here being like, something's not right. And
No.
you're right, something's not right. But maybe this is her personality. This is the first time I've seen her. Same with Love Island Rob. I mean, I really enjoy Love Island. I was a big fan of last season, but I have no idea who this guy is. But I will say that so far as a trader, while not entertaining in the same way that like a Candace is or a Lisa is, he's playing a really good game and I could see him winning this.
I do think what's great about these three, and maybe to a slightly lesser extent Candace, because yeah, Congo Line, she's doing the most at certain points when she doesn't
Yo, what is
need to.
happening with this conga line?
I do feel like they are pretty decisive when it comes to being in the turret. They're not overthinking things. And for a lot of us gamers out here, I think we do have a tendency to go back and forth and then in turn infuriate people because we can't ever make up our minds. We're constantly like putting everything on the cork board, being like, oh, this person's connected to this person. We can't make that. It feels like they're pretty direct, and that could benefit them in the game.
All right, let's get into the secret traitor of it
Ah.
all, where Swifties are going to come and just throw me into a hole at this point because Donna was the wrong choice not to be on the show. It was fun to watch her on the show, and she seems like a really nice person, but she was the absolute, to me, wrong choice to be a traitor. And it's because even though she's like, I'm a fan, I'm a fan, I'm a super fan, I'm a fan of every, you don't know who anybody is. That's how I actually feel about it. Because when she came forward and was discussing why she made the decision she did. Because at first I was like, okay, we have, the first four people that she has shortlisted. We have this horrible twist that I didn't like where you have this secret traitor and they get to like shortlist four people for the other traitors to then pick from. I was
Yeah.
like, where's the strategy in any of this? I was like, okay, so this secret traitor, Donna, she's gotta have some sort of strategy. And when I
Yeah.
saw the first four people, I was like, okay, we have three people here who are kind of obviously faithfuls, people who are like a little more under the radar and not big personalities. And then you have Ian. And I was like, okay, so whoever this person is clearly wants Ian gone, because if you have this list, you're picking Ian. And of course, Ian's gone. Then the next list she puts together, it's the same thing. There's three sort of unassuming personalities. And then there's Rob Sesternino. And I'm like, well, of course you're going to pick Rob. Why are you picking any of these other people? Rob is the obvious person. So I was like, okay, whoever this is, I feel like it's got to be somebody who's a gamer, who's like, I need to get out other gamers, or I want to kind of maneuver it this way, so that the traders in the turret are going to look at this list and be like, why would I get out Eric if I can get out Ian or Rob? Then it was revealed that it's Donna, and Donna's like, yeah, I just picked like the most unassuming people that are there. Donna, my sister in Christ, in what universe would you pick Ian Terry? Ian Terry, who is a winner of Big Brother, who beat out legend Dan Giesling, and you're gonna look at him and tell me that you know who everybody is and think that Ian is not going to end up being banished at some point, or people are not going to be talking about him, or they're not going to be talking about getting rid of Rob. Absolutely. The two of them were never making it to the end. I love them both, but no way, no how were either of them going to end up not being talked about or banished. Like, Donna, no, miss me with that.
Okay, first and foremost, I should have put on a hard hat leading into all of that. But you know what? I'm putting it on now. And
It's all right. The Swifties have already kicked me in a hole. It's fine.
I'm gonna pull you out of the hole, and then they're gonna kick us both in the hole together. Because here's the thing:
Welcome to the hole.
this twist was a disaster, and this was a disaster on three different fronts. I mean, first and foremost, I co-sign everything you said about Donna. I think she was not right for this role at all. It felt like production really just wanted to give her this role because she is it seems like she's going to be
Yes.
future mother and a lot of Taylor Swift, mother
Yes.
Travis Kelsey. I get all of that. You want to uplift who is one of the biggest stars of your season, but
Yes.
she was not right for this role. That's why I was convinced till the bitter end that it was Rob Sesternino. Even when he got on that short list the second time, which technically means that he could not be the secret traitor, I was wondering if did he sneak in there and get them to change the rule book, because I still felt like, okay, they are going to make a Survivor Big Brother person something here. It has to be Rob. He's a gamer, but I hated it for that reason. It was a disaster because it didn't work. They didn't promote this twist at all
No.
heading into this season. And clearly it's because it stunk up the joint and it was gone by the end of these 3 episodes. But then you touched on it a little bit. Functionally, it's just a terrible twist, because if we wanted to watch a show where we're guessing who the person is who's going against everybody, it's called The Mole, and it was awesome, and it's been canceled like a million times because apparently me and only a select number of people actually watched it. But I love The Mole. This is not The Mole. The Secret Traitor was way too powerful. It goes against the narrative journey of the traitors, which is watching the people chosen fight with each other, make decisions, see if they're going to get into any trouble.
That's the thing. It's just, it took away all the strategy of the show, which is one of the things that I really like about this show. I like watching this show because I like to see new personalities
Yes.
that maybe I didn't know before, like Eric, where I'm coming in being like, hey, I didn't know you before, but I know you now. Dylan last season, hey, I didn't know you before, but now I'm rooting for you. I really like you now. And I'm also watching for this because for the most part, it feels like faithfuls typically win these shows. That the traitors, while they have power throughout the season, a lot of them seem to have a pretty hard time getting to the end and actually winning the whole thing. So I want to see their strategy throughout this whole thing. But there is no strategy when Donna is the person who's picking people and she has no idea who anybody is. She thinks that Ian is some unassuming sweet guy, and he is a sweet guy, but he's not unassuming. He's a gamer and he's extremely
Yes.
smart, and he's going to run the bus over this whole table. So this is not, you're picking people and you don't know them. It really should have been somebody who was somewhat more familiar with the reality TV space, because that's not the space that she's in at all.
No, like there's a reason why a lot of these people who are kind of random, out of left field choices. I mean, Lord Ivar, some of them from other seasons,
Right.
they're on the show, but they're not put in a role like that.
Could you imagine Ivar?
No, I don't
Is
want
the
to
secret
imagine.
traitor? He doesn't know
No.
what's going on. He doesn't know what day it is.
No, I don't
What's
want-
for breakfast? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's just there are people who you just functionally don't want in that role because you don't know if they're
No.
going to be entertaining. You don't know their knowledge of reality television. It's just, it's too much of a risk. But like you said, I'm also glad that it's gone because now we can focus on the stuff that really matters here. But now that we've gotten like the central twist out of the way, let's just get into the departures that we had and how some of them went about. I mean, I'll say one thing here about Ian Terry, because going into this season, I had two people I had circled in big red permanent marker. I was like, okay, these are going to be my favorites. One of them was Ian.
Ian.
We love Ian.
We love Ian.
He's a really nice guy. Like, we've interacted with him before on social media. He's so sweet. He's kind. He's a really fun player to watch.
So smart.
It's just, he never had a chance here. Because a part of the Traitors is luck. And I think we have to just accept that. It's not a show where it's altogether fair. Like, inherently, the fact that no Big Brother Survivor people were put in as traitors, if Tiffany was a traitor, for example, maybe she protects Ian in this situation. But because these people didn't have any relationship with Ian, and Ian is very, very smart, he's just of an archetype. Ian can't go in there and convince everybody that he's a dum-dum and he doesn't know what's going on. It's just not going to happen for him.
He can only convince Donna because she doesn't know who he is,
Yes.
right? I mean, this feels like this was the way that Ian was going to end up having to go out, as somebody who just truly doesn't know the power that he has held in the past. And I know we've seen other legends from Big Brother come on this show and not do very well, like Dan. We love you, Dan, but like it was a bad time for you.
Yes.
And here we have Ian coming in, and bad luck. It was a bad time.
Yeah, and I just can't sit here and think what Ian could have done differently. I just don't think there's really, when you're gone that early, there's just no recourse. Like, I would love to see Ian back for a future installment. I mean, tinfoil hat though, I kind of feel like unless you were in the greater NBC Universal family, i.e. looking at you, Dorinda, they're not going to bring you back because they don't have as much of an incentive.
Okay, let's talk about Rob Sesternino, who we also lost, because this is the thing. Like, I was concerned when I saw the cast at first. I was like, okay, Rob is part of this cast. Rob knows everybody. He has been a podcaster and a voice in this space on the biggest platforms for reality TV for well over a decade. I don't know him. I've met him like 2 times at a red carpet when we were working Survivor and he was working Survivor. And that's as much as I know of him. Matt's been on his show a couple times. It's the only time I've listened to his podcast. And it's no offense to Rob. I just don't listen to podcasts, but I listened because Matt was on. He seems like a nice enough person. But what I do know of Rob is that he is such a gamer and he is very, very, very strategic. So when I was watching this all play out, where it was like, oh, there's going to be this murder in plain sight, I'm like, oh, here we go. I love these. They can be so fun and they're so sneaky. And as a viewer, they're so entertaining to watch. And the way this one was set up, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work out. Like, it's hidden in the kitchen. And if you've been to any social gatherings, the kitchen always ends up being filled with people. Everybody's sitting in the kitchen because we all love to eat, right? So we're in this situation where Candace is like, I don't know how to get everybody together. Hey, everybody, conga line. And my first thought was, if I was in this game and I saw somebody be like, hey, conga line, I'd be like, whoever's starting this is a traitor. This is definitely a distraction. Nobody is doing this. No grown person is doing this because they want to have a conga line unless they've had maybe 5 wines. And she was
Yes.
like, I've only had one. So that's not it. So I'd be like, okay, this has got to be a problem. And then they go over to Rob, who's like, this is a problem. I feel like this is not right. Why are we having a bunch of grown-ups doing a conga line in the other room? So he's talking to Tiffany about it and is just like, something's wrong. I think that there's a murder in plain sight happening. I'm like, yes, yes. Rob, yes. You know that it is happening. It is happening. What can you do about it, my guy? And the answer was nothing.
I hated this. I cannot underline, circle how much I hated this. Now, full disclosure again, Rob is not one of the 2 people I'd circled heading into this. It was Ian and it was Ron Funches, and we will get more into Ron Funches in a minute. It's not going great for him either.
No, he's on bad time road.
No, but Rob, I do really like Rob, like Jess said. I've been on our HVP before. It's a really long time ago, but I wanted Rob to do well because he is someone, he didn't need to go on and do this show. And that's why I am appreciative, just like I was with Dan Giesling, that he stuck his neck out there and was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this chance. And you could see Rob emotional when he ended up, being murdered because he felt like, I think he probably
felt for him.
Yeah, I think he felt like he let people down. And I just don't think he did. This was a delicate situation and a twist where I feel like he just got completely hosed. And it's not because you had to take somebody out in plain sight. It's because in the past when this has happened, and I'm not going to speak for every time, I don't have that perfect a memory, but the times where I remember it, it was something where the person who was taken out had to physically do something, like go and drink from the chalice or go and have to touch this other person, or he was aware that something was going on. He actively tried to avoid it. He was punished because he did the right thing and there was nothing he could do about it. I am really upset about this. You shouldn't punish somebody for playing the game well. I don't think Rob was going to win the show. You said this earlier. I don't think Rob was going to win. He was too big of a target long term, but he did not deserve to go at a time in which he actually had a better read on something than anyone else in the game.
I was actually surprised that once he was in the kitchen and Candace was there and he brought it up and he's like, there's a murder happening in plain sight right now. This Congo line, no, it's a distraction. Who started it? Candace is like, me. You could see it all over Rob's face where he was just like, oh no, I know who it is now. Oh no. I feel like there coulda, shoulda been enough time for him to get back to Tiffany or anybody else and be like, if I am killed, this is why. I've told Tiffany that I think that this is what is happening. I've now found out that it's Candace and I said it to her face. So if something happens, you need to come after Candace. And I think that not telling anybody about it, I don't know if there just wasn't enough time or what was going on, but not telling anybody, especially Tiffany, about it, who he was working with. I mean, why wouldn't you just say something?
Tiffany, you are now one of our strongest soldiers when it comes to the strategy-based gameplay.
Okay, hold on. Let me waste your time for a second. Me and Tiffany, we have the same glasses.
Oh, Tiffany!
I saw her glasses. I was like, I recognize those glasses. Yes, Tiffany, you need to hold it down for all of us.
Yeah, hold it down. Do something. Just like with the end, the thing with Rob now, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, what else could Rob have done? Like, there's this part of me that feels like, okay, Rob, could you have gone in and maybe presented yourself as less of a super strategist? Like, in theory, sure, but a lot of these people knew who you were. I mean, yeah, it's been a long time since Rob was on Survivor, but he's too active and prevalent in this community. Everyone knows who he is for the most part, except for Donna, like you mentioned, and it's just, there was no way he was ever going to be able to disguise himself. This twist was just really functionally bad, and it did not give a very good faithful, based at least on what we saw of Rob. He was a very good faithful. It didn't give him a chance. That sucked. I'm really sad that he's gone, and I'm like legitimately jaw on the ground, just stunned.
And that's the thing. If this secret traitor twist wasn't in here, or if it was somebody else that knew who at least some of these cast members were, this could have gone differently and a little more interesting. But I still don't like the twist because I think one person has too much much power.
Yeah.
But then you need to put somebody in who's a gamer, because Rob was screwed. I mean, when you look at the other people that they had a choice from, it was like Tara, Kristen, Monet, and Rob. I'm like looking at this list being like, well, it's going to be Rob.
Yeah.
We just had a list like this where it was unassuming three other people and Ian. So, of course, it's good. Why would you pick anybody else on this list? You're going to waste your murder on Tara?
I'm going to be a massive hypocrite for a moment here. I'm really sad to lose Ian and Rob, but if I was a traitor, I would have done the same thing. I'm sorry. It's just like they are both really big, strong players. You have to get rid of people who are going to be standing in your way, right?
Absolutely, you have to get rid of the bigger, stronger players for sure. And getting rid of most of the gamers kind of early on here, I mean, it could open up for either one of two roads here.
Yeah.
We're either going down a very interesting road where it'll give other people an opportunity to play and learn how to game, where we'll see people that normally aren't in the reality TV competition space start to actually play. And we've seen that in the past too, as more gamers start to leave, we see other people start to rise, where we don't expect the Dylans or Pilot Pete's to step up and start like really gaming.
Yeah.
Or it's going to get very boring, because there are a lot of people that are on this show right now that have had no screen time, that are pretty big stars, like your guy Mark, who aren't saying anything. And I understand that's a strategy to kind of be in the background, but like, then why are you here?
Okay, Mark, you do need to step it up. Number one, you're my favorite male choreographer on Dancing with the Stars. I love your routine. Two, I love your hair. I mean, can you give me some of your hair, King? I'm bald. Okay, now let's get into my guy, though, Ron Funches, because he's having a time.
He is.
I adore Ron. He's a really good comedian. He's legitimately funny. Like, I followed him for a really, really long time. I had no idea how he was going to do. Like, the irony and everything for Ron, I don't think he did anything wrong with Portia. It
was absolutely right.
Yeah. If somebody comes to you and basically says something that directly suggests that they are a traitor, like, what are you supposed to do? You can't just assume that they misspoke, because we've seen over the years in this franchise, actual traitors misspeak like this. It's not just some, double, triple bluff or whatever. Like, I would have done the exact same thing.
She said multiple things to multiple people, saying that she killed Ian, that, we all did whatever. Oh, there's 4 I'm like, what is happening? Like, either she's the secret traitor and she's losing her mind over here, or she's just losing her mind and she doesn't really know what's happening or what she's saying. She's kind of like the collective we're all here together. We all lost Ian, and it's all coming out completely wrong. But like, you can't look away from that. I wouldn't care if she's a faithful or a traitor at that point. She has to go, because if she's a traitor, she's a traitor. She's got to go. She's outing herself. As a faithful, saying things like this, oh, I killed Ian. Oh, there's this, there's that, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to work with another faithful that is being this careless. It's making her a target, and we're trying to stop us from being targets. Like, she can't be there.
No, I think there are certain examples where getting rid of a person, even if they're faithful, is a must. Like Tony, great example in the past. Tony was just such a target. Nobody wanted to deal with Tony spying on everybody and doing Tony stuff. So they just decided, all right, we're going to get rid of Tony. It applies to Portia here, saying too many suspicious things. And it also applies to Michael, who, just to be frank, I cannot stand him in this game at this. He is way too loud, way too irritating. I would get rid of him just because I would not be able to listen to myself and my inner thoughts. But then, okay, I tried to watch these 3 episodes on the biggest television possible because I wanted to immerse myself in the round table. I wanted to be a part of it. I saw, and I don't know if anyone else caught this, right before a vote, he picked up someone else's glass that's not the one directly in front of him, and he drank out of it. I don't know if there was permission in advance, but you don't drink someone else's drink. I would have gotten rid of him just for that alone. That is so rude. I don't understand what gives him the nerve to not let anyone else talk, to constantly just yell, at times for no real reason, to take other people's drinks. It's way too much. I would just get rid of him because, yeah, I understand he can be a shield, but if he's a shield that's causing you to play the game worse, it's not worth it.
No, he is tough to watch. And I
Yeah.
know that he's probably supposed to be the Tom Sandoval of this season
Uh,
because everyone last season was, oh, Tom, Tom, Tom. I ended up actually really
yes, you
liking
did.
Tom. I did. He was a pleasure to work
Okay.
with.
No.
I really enjoyed watching him. I thought he was good TV. Michael is not good TV. I am not enjoying watching him. He is very, very loud. That's fine. You can be loud. But yeah, some of these things, he's talking over people. People aren't able to strategize, which is kind of part of what I enjoy. He's getting really stuck on personal things,
Yeah.
like what was going on with Jam Jam, where they're fighting over this shield. Why should Jam Jam give up that shield?
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to be safe. Michael's like, oh, I'm more of a target than a winner of Survivor? In what universe is that
I
a thing,
don't
Mike? And
know.
he's getting too personally involved in this stuff where it's overshadowing a lot of the actual game talk. Where I see people trying to talk and speak up, like Eric was trying to talk at the round table, lots of people trying to talk, and he is just talking over everybody, singing songs, eating up screen time. Just get him out so we can play.
Please, it's one thing to fight about things that are actually important, such as who is a traitor, but fighting over a shield that was never yours to begin with was just ridiculous, over the top, unnecessary.
Yes.
But all right, well, before we wrap everything up here, we are left with the cliffhanger at the end of these episodes where, in the most dramatic and extra fashion possible, we have multiple people tied to a tree waiting for the traitors, including Lisa, who was left behind, but she's obviously not going
Yeah.
anywhere. So the people we have in jeopardy here are, we've got, of course, my beloved Ron Funches. We've got Eric, Caroline, and then we've got Kristen. And one of them is going to be taken out. And it's kind of a tough decision. This is a lot harder than the other two, where it felt pretty obvious.
Yes, I don't think Ron is going anywhere. I think that the traders, uh, I don't know why they would ever get rid of him. I
I
mean,
know.
so many people are piling on Ron. Man, I feel really bad for Ron.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting really isolated in this game. And, like, anyone who watches Big Brother over the years, like us,
Yeah.
I've seen people get isolated in reality show games, and it really messes with your mind where nobody's talking to you, nobody wants to be around you, no one will partner with him. He's just sitting in a cage by himself, and like you can see it really eating away at him, and it really hurts my heart. So I really hope that it's not Ron. You stay, you get your revenge. John Wick style. I love you too. I hadn't really spent much time with him as much as you have, but I really like him and I hope that he bounces back. But Eric, this one hurts my
Oh,
heart.
no. No, you can't do this to your beloved.
I don't think it's going to be Eric.
Okay.
It feels like at this point, people are still underestimating Eric, as I hope they continue to until a little bit deeper in the game, because from what I've seen, there's a couple times he has spoken up at the round table that I'm like, okay, he's really perceptive.
Yeah.
Everything with the boat where he's like, hold up, these other teams are only putting them into our boat's graves. He's really perceptive, and not everyone has picked up on that yet. I think that they might overlook him. I hope so, for just a little bit more. Kristen, it's a possibility, but I actually think they're going to go after Caroline. And I think the reason why is because we do have two housewives that are traitors. And while we've lost Portia, she was lost at a banishment because of her own decisions
Yes.
to be like, I killed Ian. So I feel like the housewives are going to, as traitors, want to take out another housewife to try to like just dissuade people from thinking any of the traitors are housewives.
It makes some sense. I will 100% agree with you there. I also agree. I don't think it's going to be Ron, who
No, I don't think it's wrong.
I really hope
That's a waste.
I hope he's not checking out. Like I'm really worried about him. I think some of that is because of what he said to the traders at the end. I'm sure in my heart I feel like it was probably just a bit, that they've already got their minds made up, but it's just, yeah, like you touched on. This is a very hard environment to be
Yes.
in, Ron's used to making people laugh, but this is a guy he's gone through a lot in his life. I really hope that he is doing okay. I want to see him stay. To me, if I'm a traitor, I'm getting rid of Kristen at this point. And it's just, but that's my own bias because I know how competitive Kristen is. And if you're going to get rid of big strategist, I'm just going to want to get rid of somebody who I feel like is a really strong competitor. I don't know how many huge Top Chef fans there are in there. I don't know how many people are aware of her. It's just in general, I want to get rid of people who I know are going to play hard. And I think
Yeah.
Kristen is going to play hard. I could
Yes.
see one of the other ones as well, but yeah, just don't have it be Ron. But I've already lost Ian. How much more
I
can this show
know.
do to me?
Yeah, no, let's just all take a breath. Donna's out of the game now. That's over. So now we can all kind of move into what feels like legitimate traders, where we can all just start getting into the strategic part of it. And then hopefully the next episode, they will get out Michael, and then we're smooth sailing.
And with that, we will conclude this video about the first 3 episodes of The Traitor Season 4. Let us know in the comments, who are you guys rooting for? What's your reaction to everything that we saw? And we did see a lot in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join our membership program as Jess lined up. We are covering Hijack there. It's only for members here at the channel. Thank you so much, and we'll see you here next time.